This is Jack.
And this is Yost.
And this is the Jack and Yost podcast. Coming to you another day from the great US of A. Yost, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Jack?
I'm doing good. It's a nice day outside. You know, we got our new equipment, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, hopefully we sound nice and professional.
Yeah, or at least as professional as you and I can sound anyway.
Right, yeah. Who knows?
I mean, that's how it is, you know?
Yeah.
You got to work with what you got. That's all. That's all you can do.
Can't change our voices.
Nope.
At least not too much.
Yeah, I mean, we could change our voices.
That seems dishonest.
It'd be hard to keep up, though.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know, though. You know, those radio jockeys, you know, from back in the day, what did they call it when you were on the radio and you did like a crazy show with all the sound effects and stuff?
Disc jockey? No, that's not
No,
right.
they were disc jockeys, but they were like an Animal House or something like that. I can't remember.
I have no idea.
No, you don't. Okay.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. There's a term. Oh well. But you know that wasn't their real voice wasn't like that. They were putting inflection on it.
Yeah, sure.
But I mean that's not the thing now though, right? So you don't have to be a disc jockey to have a podcast.
not for podcasts.
No.
I mean, I'm sure there's
probably old radio guys that are doing podcasts now that are doing it still. But
yeah.
that's different. I mean, we barely have a podcast here, so this is episode 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, it's episode 4 still.
Episode 4.
Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, I figured we could get 4 under our belt.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much we got in us.
I don't know. We got 100 or 2 in us.
Really?
I think
Really?
so. Yeah.
That seems like a lot.
You think so? We've already done 4. It's been like less than a week.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not going to do 4 every week, but who knows? Maybe we will.
Man, I hope not. I'm exhausted.
Oh, man. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, no, I am too.
Yeah.
It's just surprising how much energy it actually takes out of me
Yeah.
to like talk for an hour.
Oh, I haven't felt hardly anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's...
I talk all day, though.
Yeah.
My job is talking.
Yeah.
I've been talking all day today.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, there are days that go by where I don't say a word. So, I mean,
This is an interesting choice for you then, to get into doing a podcast.
funnily enough, I always wanted to do it. I guess I just wasn't expecting it to take so much out of me. But I imagine I'll get used to it eventually.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I'll just be tired forever.
But this is our first actual show.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it sounds nice.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds great being able to listen to you in my headphones.
Yeah.
You know, we got the headphones on. We're looking all podcasty.
Mm-hmm.
The microphone is super cool. Mine's pretty plain. I mean, it's a good microphone, but
I like
it's just
yours.
black.
I like yours. I think it looks nice.
Yeah, but yours has the DJ look to it, though.
Yeah,
It's
it's
kind of
true.
cool.
Yeah.
It is upside down, though.
It is
right. It's
upside
supposed
down.
to be on the other side of you.
Hopefully that doesn't mess up with the audio.
Oh, you know what we do have to do too? Well, no, it's all the same. It's
Yeah.
100. It's all the way around.
Yeah, cool.
We do have to take that picture, though. That's one of the things we're going to do. Is if anyone actually ever listens to this podcast.
Right. It would be nice to have a little picture harkening back to the beginning times.
Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna put it in a really grainy sepia tone.
Mm-hmm. We took the picture in 1846.
Yeah.
That's when the podcast was first invented.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say right before we went off to fight
Cholera.
No, not cholera. Before we went off to fight the Confederates.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a little before, I think.
It was the 60s, 1860s.
Yeah, the Civil War started in 1860.
Yeah.
Ended in 1865. I know that because of Hell on Wheels.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. I got to
you
watch
ever-
that at some point.
Yeah, it's a good show. You never watched
No,
that?
I never watched it. You
It's
keep
good.
telling me to watch it. You've been
It's
telling
good.
me to watch it for a long time,
Yeah.
but I'm sure it is a good show. I just, you know how I am. I've watched the same 2 or 3 shows over and over again for the last 10 years.
Right, yeah. Which one are you cycling through now?
Right now, I haven't. Oh, actually, that's not true. I was going to say I haven't been, but I've been watching MASH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that one.
Anytime that I have, I mean, it's more than 3. So I cycle through The Office, MASH every few years,
Right.
Psych, and
MASH got too serious for me.
you think so?
Like, I know they had to. It was a war.
It was a war.
Yeah, it was a war. But I like seasons 1 through 5 a
Mhm.
lot because they have a few serious episodes, but most of the time it's light.
Yeah.
And then
They do get kind of dark there at the end.
yeah, and then season 6 comes around, and it's still light. They still have funny episodes and stuff. But it's like as soon as Charles came in and Frank went out, they got more serious. And then season 7 rolled around, and BJ got his mustache. That somehow made him more moody. Did you ever notice that? Did you ever notice how much moodier he got once he got that mustache?
And he started wearing the pink shirt.
And he started wearing the pink shirt.
Pink shirt and the mustache. That was it. The turning point.
Yeah, so I don't know. I like Psych too. I don't watch Psych as much as you do.
I love Psych, dude.
Yeah.
It's it rivals for my favorite show of all time.
Yeah.
I love Sean and Gus's chemistry.
Yeah.
You know, I watch certain episodes of Seinfeld, but I've never like started over and watched.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that either because it's a show about nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't need any context.
Yeah, you can just jump in anywhere.
You can just hop in anywhere and you have about as much understanding as the person who watched it from the beginning.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's the beauty of the show though, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You can watch it on TV
there's never been another one like it.
No. They tried, but it's not.
Yeah,
Mulaney tried. John Mulaney.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
That was a
but
failure.
I think like yeah, but I think it's like it could only work with Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly he did to make it work, but you know, I don't know, maybe it's just being popular in the right time.
Right.
Because if he came around today, I don't think anybody would find him that funny.
That's true. I mean, I wouldn't.
I mean, there's
so many great comedians now.
Yeah, there's so many great comedians now, and you have to wonder how much of that was actually attributed to him. You have to wonder maybe he made it easier for these other comedians to come up.
Well, he was a workhorse.
Yeah, he was.
Jerry Seinfeld. What did he say? He did a show every single night for like 4 straight years.
Yeah, it's got to be exhausting.
I mean, every night.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness, that's dedication.
But there are friends who tell us that like the stand-up bits in Seinfeld are their least favorite parts. And honestly, I kind of have to agree.
I would agree too.
Yeah.
Right, that's because I believe that George and Kramer and Elaine are all funnier than Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah. But he's also not the best actor.
That's true too.
And it's also like people nowadays who say they don't like the Beatles.
Yeah, you have to respect it in its time.
Yeah, you have to view it in the right context, because you go back now, you listen to some of the Beatles earlier stuff, doesn't sound good. But a lot of that is attributed to
audio quality.
to the audio quality and stuff. And
might as well have been singing into tin cans.
Yeah. I mean that's fair enough. But then even just their songs, like I Want to Hold Your Hand. And like She Loves You. Yeah. But like I said, you got to view it in the right context.
Right.
They were revolutionary for their time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that nowadays everything is so.
And again, workhorses.
Yeah.
They basically, Paul McCartney's talked about how they didn't even have a childhood. They started the band at 16 and they literally played anywhere they could for 10 years.
Right. Yeah.
They just played and played and played.
Yeah. So they were revolutionary for their time. It doesn't matter that nowadays, the audio quality has gotten better. And maybe there are better artists out there and stuff, but the fact of the matter is they weren't there in the 60s.
Right.
So,
and music has progressed and everything.
And music has progressed, and a lot of that I know for sure is attributed to the Beatles.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So,
styles of playing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul McCartney played the bass.
Yeah.
Nobody cared about anybody that played the bass before Paul McCartney.
People nowadays still don't care that much about people who play the bass.
That's true, but there are people that have made a career out of being bass players, though.
Yeah.
So
I only know Victor Wooten.
Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Anybody that plays the bass knows, but yeah, I guess that's true. No one cares still.
Yeah. Still no one cares.
Yeah. I mean, probably most people don't even know who Victor Wooten is. So, and he's he might as well be a guitar player the way he plays the bass, but still.
Yeah.
And he's great at it though. Wow. Went into the bass world there.
Yeah. This is the kind of stuff I like talking about though.
Yeah.
Like everything and nothing.
Yeah, everything and nothing at the same time.
That's the kind of stuff I like just going off on.
Yeah.
But I guess when we started this, we did talk about, talking about current events and stuff.
Because that is what we talk about. We talk about them all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, Seinfeld and the Beatles aren't exactly current events, are they?
No, they're not. Well, neither is Psych and, The Office is, because kids nowadays like The Office.
Yeah. You see, I'm fine with people liking The Office. Even I'm going to be fine in 20 years if people are still quoting The Office. The one I don't understand is Friends. I don't know how Friends made this huge resurgence.
I don't know anyone that likes Friends besides teenage girls.
Yeah,
or like
yeah. And I don't know,
just outside of teenage girls.
and I don't know why that is. Friends was a terrible show.
I mean, it's popular.
Yeah.
We have family that likes Friends.
Yeah, but I mean, no offense to our family, they're wrong.
They are wrong. You can't get around it. There's no way to slice that up. Older
Friends
brother.
was awful. The first season was all right. The first season was okay.
I've only seen a couple of episodes, and I didn't like any of them.
The first season was okay because they were all still sort of likable. And then something.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama in the show.
Yeah, and then
right?
something happened. I mean, the Ross and Rachel thing, you know, the on again, off again, that's always annoying.
Mhm.
It was annoying when Cheers did it with Sam and Diane in the 80s.
Another very old show.
I'm really sorry. I don't watch TV now. I don't know what's on TV now. I feel like nobody watches TV now.
That's not true. People watch The Tiger King.
Well, that's not TV. That's Netflix.
That's TV now.
Yeah,
It's
that's
entertainment.
true. That's true. Have
You
you
know?
seen that show?
No.
It's
I watched when Wifey turned it on
right.
for the first episode the other day
Yeah,
before the
yeah.
girls woke up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is bad. This is a bad show.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. I liked it at the beginning
Mhm.
because it was just funny to laugh at these weird people.
Yeah.
It got real sad at the end.
Yeah.
It got
right.
real sad at the end.
You can't say anything about it. That's spoilers.
I'm just about the first episode. There's like 3 moments where people get attacked by tigers.
I know. Well, that's kind of funny though.
Yeah, that's funny. I thought that was funny. But again, that was the first episode.
Aren't they supposed to be training these tigers? Why are they getting attacked by them?
I mean, training is a very generous word. Basically, they breed these tigers and then trap them in a cage.
That's not a good recipe for a tiger that doesn't want to kill you.
But one thing I did notice was every time they got attacked is because they were running away from the tiger.
Yeah, you learned something.
Yeah, no, I knew that beforehand, though.
Mhm.
Tigers are predatory cats, so they want to attack from the rear.
Yeah.
If you come across a tiger in the wild, do not turn your back on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep your they won't attack you from the front. Dead serious. I don't know why. It's just because of their instinct.
Yeah.
As soon as you expose your back to them, you're immediately prey.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
They're taking you out.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's something you watched.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So and
yeah.
that's TV now.
Yeah, Netflix and
Did you hear
Cool.
about what they say because of this whole quarantine thing? You hear what the average Netflix consumption is now?
I can't imagine.
Oh, goodness. It went from an average American watches like 3 hours and 45 minutes of Netflix every day, right? That was what the average was. It's 8 hours now.
Well, yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me. That's a long time though.
Because even people working from home, I mean, how often do you just listen to stuff in the background and you don't even
See,
pay
that's what I was
attention to it?
talking to my wife about. She was like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm probably in that too, but I leave the TV running in the background.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, yeah, okay.
See, yeah, so it doesn't actually mean that they're watching it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great for Netflix. It's great for
Yeah.
Netflix when you've somehow become so ingrained in society that people just turn you on and don't even pay attention to you, but
they just want to hear your voice.
They just want to hear your voice. And then, like, you know, people who are working from home on the computer, if they have an office job, you know, they can just put on whatever
Yeah.
and they don't even have to pay attention to it. Day goes by, they put in a full work day,
Yeah.
but they've watched like an entire season of something.
It's an incredible way of life we have now.
Yeah.
Just incredible.
It does make me concerned for like just like brain activity in general. You gotta figure that you have to figure that all of this like stuff that's constantly being put in your brain probably isn't that great for it.
No, just being fed in.
Yeah,
Right, it is.
just like
But
a
I mean,
constant
since
conveyor belt of like content.
now, since probably the 80s when TV was put into everybody's house, the TV's been on since then.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
and now it's more specific programming.
yeah,
So it's not all the random stuff that would be on any given channel. So I mean, I think we've been living with that for 40 years.
yeah, but a lot of it, like the content itself has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, there's like YouTube Kids stuff now,
Right.
and that's a lot different.
Yeah.
That's a lot different than regular TV. It's
Mhm.
you know, really fast paced and really like, you know,
Twitchy. Yeah, I don't
really,
like that
really
stuff.
twitchy and stuff. And that's gotta. I mean, we already know. We probably have studies on it. I'm sure we have studies on it about the like effects it has on a child's brain.
I'm sure it's not good.
Yeah,
I mean, it's definitely not because your adult brain can't even handle it.
yeah,
I mean, it's made for them to want to look at the TV.
yeah,
Before we knew, and then when we had our first daughter,
Yeah.
we let her watch YouTube stuff, and then I started seeing what was on there, and it's absolutely insane. The colors and all kinds of stuff, and she's not watching that.
But you know, it just kind of makes me wonder. Like, I don't know if it would make you better at multitasking or like worse at just focusing. If like you're doing work on a computer for your job, but you have a constant stream of content just going in one ear and out the other.
I don't know.
I feel like maybe it depends on the person, because I feel like for me, it just makes me unable to focus on anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I'm doing something, I'll put a show on in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, not something I have to focus on though.
Yeah.
So I mean, like if I'm doing studying for a Bible lesson or something, I can't have anything going on.
Music helps me more than like a show.
Oh
than,
yeah,
like, people talking.
It doesn't help. I'm just saying I don't know if it hurts.
Yeah. See, that just makes me. I imagine it largely depends on the person you are.
Right.
Because some people are good at multitasking and some people aren't. Like me personally, I've never been good at multitasking. Like it takes very little to get me very befuddled.
Right. Yeah, I mean everything depends on how you operate individually.
But, moving on from that, do we have any relevant topics to talk about today?
Yeah, so I did want to play one thing.
Okay.
All right. So using some of our new capabilities.
Nice, fancy equipment.
Yeah. Okay, so let me set up this clip real quick. All right, this is a clip from Tucker Carlson's news show. And he was interviewing the New Jersey governor.
Right.
The government. the whole
New Jersey government.
Yeah. He was interviewing the New Jersey governor about how they were arresting people at parks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for people being out there because of stay-at-home orders. And so he's asking him, like, why? Like, what is your rationale? Right? So let's go to this clip here.
Okay, but on what basis? What scientific? Because I'm just trying to get to the science here, because I assume all of us are following the lead of epidemiologists.
Oh, sure.
Arresting someone for sitting alone on the beach. Tell me how that arrests the spread of the coronavirus from an epidemiological point of view.
That's a good question.
Fair question.
Yeah, I wasn't referring to that. I actually don't have the specifics as to why that happened. I meant congregation at state and county parks, of which there was an enormous amount when the weather got warm. And the fact that folks weren't, it's not that they couldn't be in the park and jogging by themselves or walking on their own and keeping distance. They weren't. And there were a lot of out-of-state license plates in the parking lot. And we've got some of the nicest parks in the Northeast, if not the country. Again, it brings me no joy, but we felt that was the right decision to make.
So you made that decision, and as I noted before, 15 congregants at a synagogue in New Jersey were arrested and charged for being in a synagogue together. Now, the Bill of Rights, as you well know, protects Americans' right, enshrines their right to practice their religion as they see fit and to congregate together, to assemble peacefully. By what authority did you nullify the Bill of Rights in issuing this order? How do you have the power to do that?
That's above my pay grade, Tucker. So I wasn't thinking of the Bill of Rights when we did this. We went to first of all, we looked at the data and the science, and it says people have to stay away from each other. That's the best thing we could do to break the back of the curve of this virus that leads to lower hospitalizations and ultimately fatalities.
And I'm not contesting that, though. I think I do think there's a debate. This is a rolling conversation, because we're learning new things every day, and nothing is settled at this point.
Understood.
But I do want, since you are an elected official, a leader in the government, an executive, how do you have the authority to order something that so clearly contravenes the Bill of Rights of the United States, the U.S. Constitution? Where do you get the authority to do that?
Well, here's the thing. We know we need to stay away from each other, number one. Number two, we do have broad authority within the state. And number three, we would never do that without coordinating, discussing, and hashing it out with the leaders, the variety of the leaders of the faith in New Jersey. We are among, if not the most diverse state in America, so we're used to that.
I'm sure that you talk to every rabbi and priest, but there's a deeper question here, and I'm just going to ask you one last time, because I think it's important. I'm sure you've thought about this. You can't just as the governor of a state, tell people who they can talk to when and where, because
Exactly.
the Constitution of the United States, upon which all of this is based, prohibits you from doing that. So you clearly decided that you could do it. Did you consult an attorney about this? Did you, I mean, because this is a legal question as well as a medical one, isn't it?
I don't go to the men's room without consulting an attorney, so I guarantee you we did that. But I'll give you an example that was not related to the synagogue. I called up Cardinal Tobin, Cardinal Joe Tobin in Newark.
Oh, good.
There are
At least he consulted the priests.
Right, yeah. I don't think he answered that question.
No, he never did. What gives you the right to take away people's rights? We wanted to.
Yeah, that kind of. Man, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it's just incredible, really. You know, this is what we talked about at the beginning, right?
Right, yeah.
You know, it's not the same nationwide. It's kind of nice to see how there's some pockets of America where people aren't actively trying to take all the power they possibly can. And then there's other parts like that. And they're like, we're going to arrest anyone that gets near anyone else.
Yeah. How come whenever something bad happens, a handful of Jews always end up getting arrested?
I don't know. The Jews, they're always ready to be arrested.
I know.
They've been trying to get arrested. I don't know.
I mean, it's just...
Trouble just comes their way. It's all the time.
I mean, I understand wanting to slow the spread and stuff, but I mean, you got to figure that if some people are meeting in like a temple or a synagogue, a mosque, a church, you got to figure these people have already weighed the consequences.
Yeah. Well, did you see the thing that Dr. Fauci said? They were asking him on CNN or something like that, like about Tinder, about people using Tinder,
right? Yeah.
Or Grindr or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you know, you have to calculate your own risks and decide from there.
Oh, you just know there's some sick pervert out there that wants to contract coronavirus from somewhere, from someone.
It's just incredible. What do you mean? That can't we do the same thing before we go to work?
Yeah.
Can't we do the same thing before going to church?
Yeah.
You decide on the risk for yourself.
Maybe it's different for him because it's just two people. I mean, I think
It's the same though.
Yeah, I don't know. You just know there's somebody out there whose Tinder profile says they have to have COVID-19.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about how people are responding to this whole situation is it's amazing to see how many different opinions there are. Like, there's the two big groups, right? The stay-at-homers and the go-outsiders.
Yeah. We should come up with better names for those.
Yeah. But then there's all these little tiny subgroups of people. You know, opinions are amazing. You know, opinions are just crazy. And then there's all these people that are still freaking out. The wife.
The wife, yeah. I imagine she'll be happy to listen to this and hear you refer to her like that.
Oh, she's never going to listen to this.
No, she won't.
She gets to hear me talk already too much. She's not listening to my podcast.
Yeah.
But she was talking about how she was at the allergy specialist today, and she got real sad because she overheard a guy go up to the counter, Hispanic guy speaking Spanish, go up to the counter, and he asked the girl at the counter if he could have a note that said that he was bringing his daughter to the allergy specialist so that if he gets pulled over, he can justify where he was going. Who's telling people that they're going to get pulled over for going to the doctor?
Yeah, I don't know.
You never know. You never know what the Spanish networks are telling people. They'd say all kinds of random stuff.
Yeah, they didn't. I mean, when did they start believing in this? Because I heard that a lot of people in Mexico didn't even believe that this was a real thing.
Yeah, until Trump made nice with the Mexican president, from her family down there, they were talking about is how this was made up by China and the United States,
right? Yeah,
to cripple Mexico's economy.
Yeah,
you know, thriving economy down in Mexico. but yeah, obviously that's not true.
Right.
I mean, it could have been. It's true. It could be true. You know, the thing that they're talking about now is that the reason China didn't help anybody is because they were embarrassed and they didn't want to be the only one that had the outbreak. I mean, that's freaking crazy if that's true. I mean, you know, there's no way of ever knowing whether or not that's true, though.
Yeah.
So
I mean, remember me, you and Dad talked about it a lot just a few weeks back, but now there's more people getting the ball rolling on how this was just a bioweapon that
Accidentally got loose.
yeah, that got released from a Wuhan lab.
Yeah. Biolab down there.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think that's possible?
That was a bioweapon? It was an experimental bioweapon?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
There's a lot of viruses that we know about.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you basically weaponize any virus if you're,
That's true. That's true enough.
if they were experimenting on this strain. I mean, it's highly infectious.
It is
It'd be
highly
a-
infectious.
It'd be a decent bioweapon.
Can transmit across species.
Yeah. Oh, what the one thing though that actually makes it, that kind of plays against that as it not being a great bioweapon is that I think it was a Stanford study.
Mm.
It's a Stanford study that came out. They were doing antibody tests
Yeah.
here in California.
Yeah.
And they found that like it's potentially 50 to 85% more people than we know about have coronavirus or had it and recovered from it
Right. Yeah.
over the last 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's it, then the mortality rate's way down then.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
those numbers, that means instead of what are we at now?
Mortality?
I mean, I think the numbers are somewhere around like 500,000 people.
That sounds about right.
I mean, I haven't checked in a few days, so I think it's like 500,000. But if that's right, then that means we're potentially 750 to 850,000 people more that have it, and we have what 20,000 deaths or 25,000 deaths.
I think that was around the numbers I heard. I think the last
I heard was 18.
the last actual numbers I heard I think 400,000 infected and like 20,000 deaths.
Okay, so those are probably decent guesses.
Yeah.
Though, again, we could totally look it up later after the internet decides to obey us, and
That's my fault.
it is your fault. I hope it was worth it.
Yeah.
No more downloading during podcast time.
Okay. I obviously didn't think it would affect it this much. If I had given it a little more thought, I probably could have figured that out.
Yeah, you could have thought about it. So if that's the case, though, I mean, that brings the mortality down, near 1%.
Yeah, I would like to think that would make a difference. I'm not entirely sure it would.
Well, I mean, if we got the mortality rate under 1%,
Yeah,
then that's a disease we can survive.
yeah,
You know?
But I don't know. People are very afraid of this.
Yeah.
And once you have convinced people to be afraid of this, it's to be afraid of anything.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's hard not
it's
to.
very hard to tell them they can stop being afraid now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we went to Walmart today. Oh, I got 2 stories actually. Okay, so we went to Walmart today. And while we were there walking around with all the people, I realized that we were kind of the oddballs, me and Dad.
Oh yeah,
Because we didn't have masks on.
and everybody's got masks on now.
And the majority of the people have masks on. I was actually looking for someone who didn't have a mask on.
Yeah,
So, which, I mean, that's good, I suppose, if we're all getting used to it. But it did feel weird, though.
yeah,
It did also occur to me, before I noticed that I didn't notice that anybody had masks on because I was used to it
mm-hmm.
until I started thinking, hey, until what happened? Somebody talked to me through their mask. That's
Oh
what
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Someone talked to me through their mask, and it occurred to me that I liked the mask the guy was wearing. It looked comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had the little respirators on the sides.
Yeah.
They're
Oh,
fine.
it was like a painter's mask.
No, not like one of those big ones.
Oh,
it
okay.
was just one of those ones that had the 2.
Oh, okay.
The ones
All
like-
right. Yeah, yeah,
Those ones.
yeah.
But I liked it, and then I was looking around to see what other people's masks look like,
Mm-hmm.
and I realized, a lot of people wearing masks.
Didn't Fauci say that is how you say it, right? Fauci.
Yeah, Fauci.
Didn't he say that handshaking should just go away entirely?
I know Trump said that a couple of times.
Oh, did
Trump's been like, maybe handshaking will go away. I don't know. People like shaking hands. He was like, I never really liked shaking hands until I became president. I realized I
Right.
had to shake people's hands.
We all just gonna start bowing like they do in Japan?
Yeah, we do the hands together,
Yeah.
clasp and bow. No, I don't think so.
I imagine
I think maybe
imagine-
we'll go to fist bumps as a
Fist bumps?
society. Everybody fist bumps.
Does that help? Does that help? Like
No one-
bring down the infection rate at all? I feel like
If you
the
just
difference
touch
would
your
be,
knuckles?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's a big difference
Yeah.
between your whole hand.
Yeah, I imagine that people in Japan probably had a pretty smooth transition from just regular life to pandemic conditions.
Yeah, people wore masks in
already.
Japan.
Like
Why did they do that?
for like colds and stuff?
Just for colds?
Yeah,
They're just hypersensitive to sickness?
I don't know if they're hypersensitive to sickness. I mean, I know that it's still an honor culture. Maybe it's considered dishonorable to give somebody a cold,
Maybe.
which I mean, I can kind of get behind, to be honest.
Eh,
I mean, no, but I mean, you know what I mean, though.
yeah,
I mean,
like you
they
don't want
already
to pass
don't-
your
they-
sickness to anyone.
They don't shake hands. They
Mhm.
already wore masks when they were sick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I imagine the transition was pretty smooth. I'm pretty sure they don't go outside.
Yeah, based on their skin tones.
But yeah, no, I imagine the transition was pretty smooth.
Yeah, I would imagine that the transition was pretty smooth. If you're a society that wears masks anyway, you never see people wearing masks in the United States.
No,
Never.
never.
I mean,
Not
Sebastian Maniscalco, he had that whole bit about it.
Yeah, not until this happened.
Yeah.
Did you ever see anybody going around wearing a mask?
No, it's true.
And they were weirdos if they did.
Yeah, you were suspicious of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you were like, what's wrong with you?
It's just insane how quickly everything changed.
Everything. Yeah. That whole bit, no one would understand.
No,
After this year, no one will understand
No.
that bit.
things were normal in January.
I know.
It's only April.
I know. We were celebrating 2020,
Yeah,
reigning in the new year. We had no idea what we were in for.
not knowing,
That-
not knowing the horror that
That awaited us. Yes.
No, that's too much. I mean, you gotta. I
Well,
mean, yeah,
here it's too much.
yeah, here that's too much.
Talk to the Chinese.
Yeah, but I mean, like in China, I feel like they're always on the precipice of like just like anything happening, like any bad thing happening, just like
Throws China over the edge.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not America, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, that's where most of the complaining is coming from, isn't it? America. I feel like a lot of people complaining about like
Yeah.
having to stay at home or having to adjust to different things and stuff.
That's because we have a choice.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the biggest difference, right? Every other country on the planet, they have no choice.
Yeah.
What
I
the
guess
government
not.
tells
Yeah.
them to do is what they do.
Yeah.
That's not America.
But I mean, you have to think this is annoying and stuff, and a lot of people are probably feeling it financially
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. But I mean, you gotta figure. People are saying it's not even that. There are some people saying it's not even that serious,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta figure that's a thing to be thankful for.
Yeah, of
Like,
course.
would it make it any better if like this had already killed like 2 million people?
No, of course not. We wouldn't be joking about it, that's for sure.
Yeah,
At least not at this point.
not at this point.
Because at this point, if 2 million people were dead, we're looking at several million more.
Yeah,
So,
and we always talk about looking on the bright side
Mhm.
of stuff,
right.
and I hope that once this is over, we can all get back to normal.
yeah, I think normal's just going to look a little different now.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe wearing a mask in public will be less of a weird thing to do.
That's for sure going to happen.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, personal hygiene is going to go up through the roof.
Oh, no doubt.
People are fully aware of germs now.
Yeah, yeah.
And that'll go to extremes with a lot of people, and a lot of people will go nutsy over it. And
Yeah.
then you'll have to tell them, shut up, sit down, okay? Go to your room and be quiet.
I feel like that doesn't stick around for long though.
The
Like,
nutsies?
Huh?
The nutsies?
No, just the people who aren't clinically diagnosed as germaphobes.
Yeah.
They're like
You think
germ-
that goes away?
their
after-
germophobia kind of goes away.
Yeah, maybe so.
Like you remember that friend of ours that got strep that one time, and how after that they were super like worried about germs and stuff.
I
Yeah,
don't
but-
remember that.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't. I don't remember at all. What year was that?
Huh. What year was anything? 2009, maybe 2010.
I don't remember that at all. Though, if it was during the summer.
Right, yeah.
If it was during the summer, I didn't care about anybody. I had just gone through a breakup. So.
Yeah, it was terrible. Anyway, my point being, there are people who, like, psychologically speaking, are germaphobes.
Mhm.
But then there are some people who are, like, get concerned about germs, but then I feel like that doesn't stick around for long.
Yeah, I guess that's probably true. Though that friend of ours is pretty cleanly anyway. So I had one other thing.
Yeah.
So there's one other thing. It's changing people. this whole situation.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, it's changing all of us. But it became real to me how much it had changed me personally.
Yeah.
When I went to go meet a potential customer
Mhm.
the other day to look at their business, and he was on the phone, and I was waiting in his office, and then he came out of his office and said hi, and he shook my hand,
Mm.
and I didn't think he was going to shake my hand, but he approached so quickly. I was like, oh, I got to shake his hand. If I don't shake his hand, it's going to be
That caught you off guard?
yeah. Well, he shook my hand. No, that's not what caught me off guard.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it did because I didn't expect it. What happened after that is what I did not expect. He shook my hand, and for the rest of the time that I was with him, walking through, looking at the building, talking to him, my right hand stayed at my side the whole time. I picked up my phone with my left hand. I used my phone with my left hand.
Yeah.
I took his
Yeah.
card with my right hand
Mm-hmm.
and put it back down. And then as halfway through, I realized I'm not touching anything with my right hand on purpose
Yeah.
because he touched my hand.
Yeah. I've noticed that about myself too.
Yeah.
Like even before all this happened, I didn't really like touching money.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't think too much about it.
No,
I knew
didn't
it had
think,
germs
I didn't
on
think
it,
too
but-
much about it either. Like I didn't like touching it, and I was real careful about what I touched afterwards.
Yeah.
But now I'm like
You don't even want
I'm
to.
super aware of like when I touch money, I'm super aware of like where my hands go,
Yeah.
and I always make sure at my earliest convenience. Like I need to get some hand sanitizer for the car.
I got
don't-
the big one.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. Gallon.
Yeah, I don't. I need to have put some of that in my car. But I mean, now I'm super aware of like where my hands go after I touch money, and I always wash my hands at my earliest convenience.
We're going
So-
cashless after this
Yeah, that'll
we
probably
are.
happen.
because I actually handed a $5 bill through the drive-through window
Mm-hmm.
to get a nice big cherry Dr. Pepper,
Nice.
as I like to do. Actually, I have with me right now.
That sounds good.
Had to take a drink. And the girl hesitated
Yeah,
for just a second,
yeah.
but then she went and grabbed it. She had gloves on.
Mm-hmm.
It's her job.
Yeah,
But for a second, she thought about not grabbing it, and I could feel it because she was looking at me, and
yeah,
I saw her look at the money,
yeah.
and she didn't immediately take it from my hand.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going. People are just. We're going to be aware of germs for a long time,
Yeah,
for a very long time.
we're already largely cashless
Yes,
as it is.
most people, especially our age, do not carry cash.
Yeah,
I keep cash around for instances like what happened with the wife's card. The wife's card just stopped working.
yeah,
You know, I'm not exactly sure what happened to it, but it won't slide and the chip won't work now.
yeah,
So situations like that. And then chips, I've had bad luck with chips. I know people that have had chip debit cards that haven't gone bad the entire time they've had it.
yeah.
I've gone through like 6 of them.
Yeah,
So I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm really going through them. But anyway, so as far as the thing goes, I was fully aware of my hand. I got in the car, didn't touch anything. I turned the car on with my left hand. I tried to do it very discreetly, and then I drove to the other side of the parking lot and put hand sanitizer on. And I thought, that's so weird.
yeah,
I'm not like that, you know.
yeah,
And but you're just aware.
Yeah.
You know, you're aware now, and it's unfortunate, I think, because the immune system is an important part of our.
yeah.
You know,
and to
it-
strengthen your immune system, you need to expose yourself
Yeah.
to these. I mean, but in all likelihood, we've probably already been exposed to it.
That would be nice.
Yeah, I think it would be nice if we'd been exposed to it and we're just
And we just got
asymptomatic.
well, either asymptomatic or we just fought it off.
Yeah, or we just fought it off. See, that's the thing that a lot of people are afraid of. A lot of
Mhm.
people are afraid of catching any disease.
Mhm.
I mean, not even disease, any sickness.
Right.
They're afraid of that. Like, you know, I mean, like, that's kind of the reason why I don't get a flu shot.
Yeah.
Is because if I do get the flu, then I feel like it's better to just let my body fight through it.
Yeah.
Or like getting a cold or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I can deal with a cold for a couple days
Right.
and stuff.
You just gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah, you just got to stay hydrated and make sure that you like, you know, like you can take cough medicine
Mm-hmm.
and medicine to help with congestion and
Yeah.
stuff. But I mean,
Sun, sleep, and water.
yeah. I mean, with this, it's obviously different. But
Well, we don't really know that. Though.
yeah, we don't really know that.
Which
yet.
is stronger. That's all.
Yeah. But if this goes away, I mean, I'm probably going to use hand sanitizer for the duration of this. But if this goes away and like, you know, like there's less and less people getting diagnosed with it, I'm probably going to stop using hand sanitizer.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I really don't know.
Because I feel like it's important to let your body be exposed to different germs and bacteria and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not saying you need to go out and like
do it the Dwight way.
Yeah, do it the Dwight way and have people sneeze on you. You know, like you use wisdom and stuff. You know, and I'm not saying you need to expose yourself to like Ebola.
No, you don't want to do that.
No,
your immune system can't.
Obviously,
fight
you need to be smart about it.
Same thing with this virus. Is we don't really know whose immune system and for what reason you can fight this or not.
Yeah,
nobody knows.
Yeah. And it is a roll of the dice with this, largely because I've heard people who say it's just like having the flu. And then there are other people who like immediately have to go on a ventilator.
Yeah, they're just in a coma.
Yeah, so it's hard to exactly gauge how this will affect somebody.
Yeah, and we have no idea.
No.
But you can only do, the best you can do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
and I'm not telling people to not use hand sanitizer and to not pay attention to where their hands go and like washing their hands. I do think you should. I'm not going to tell somebody who wants to use hand sanitizer, oh, you don't need hand sanitizer.
No, use it. Why not?
Yeah, use it. I mean, if you want to, use it.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had it, I would probably use it.
Yeah. I mean, if I've got it accessible.
Yeah.
Which we usually do. That hand sanitizer bottle that has been in the truck that we've been using for a month and a half.
Yeah.
It's been there for a year.
Yeah.
We just never used it.
Yeah.
And then this came around. And now the bottle's empty.
Yeah.
I had to buy more.
So, I mean, like, use it.
Yeah, of course.
Use it and wash your hands and stuff,
Seriously, just wash your hands anyway.
Yeah.
For crying out loud. That's the one thing. I've always been pretty good about washing my hands.
Yeah.
I get home because I'm with the girls too. So I've since my daughter was born, I've been aware of germs, at least with me touching stuff.
Yeah.
And then also too, just because our hands get dirty from the work we do.
Mm-hmm.
So I've every time I get home, first thing I do is I wash my hands.
Yeah. And just me, I'm saying that just because like when this goes away, I'm probably going to get a little more lax about putting hand sanitizer on.
Probably.
And I feel like a lot of people are going to do that.
Yeah, probably.
And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like I said, it's important to.
We haven't had something affect the world like this in a long time.
Yeah. Like I said, I feel like it's important to let your body be exposed to different germs and stuff.
Right.
And I'm not saying you should go out and get exposed to COVID-19.
No, please don't. But I think the one thing that we need to keep in mind is that we are a technologically advanced society.
Yeah.
So we have advanced medicine. We can handle this virus and we can get through it. And we'll find some kind of cure or we'll find a vaccine. We'll do something that helps us get rid of this thing. This isn't the end of us.
Yeah. And it's important to take precautions while it's a threat. One of the biggest parts about this is fear. And, right now people are afraid of catching this.
Yeah.
But like you said, we're an advanced society. And as we get more cases and we can study it deeper, we'll have more effective ways of dealing with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll just continue to get a better grasp of this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's important to remember.
Yeah.
It's important to remember that once the threat isn't as prevalent, it's important to remember to not let yourself still be afraid of it.
Right.
I think we're about out of time for today.
Hope that you got something out of this. We hope that we were somewhat insightful.
We hope that you had fun. I think this one was pretty fun.
Yeah, this one was fun. And we're learning as we go and trying to get a better show together.
Still trying to find our footing.
Yep. And trying to find what exactly it is we're going to be talking about.
That too.
Yep.
Until then, I'm Yost.
And I'm Jack. This is the Jack and Yost podcast. We'll talk to you next time.